Watch closely and you will see a person for who they truly are. No mask, no pretense, no false words can cover the truth forever. If you want to understand a person's character, you do not need to dig through years of their past or listen to the stories they tell about themselves. No, look at 7 things and the truth will be as clear as day. If you want to see the true measure of a person's character, watch how they treat those who hold no power, no influence, and no ability to repay them. It is easy to be kind when there is something to gain. It is easy to show respect when the other person holds authority. But when a person interacts with someone who has nothing to offer them, no wealth, no connections, no advantage, this is where their real heart is exposed. The way they speak to the server at a restaurant, the way they acknowledge or ignore the cleaner in a building, the way they regard a struggling stranger. These small moments reveal everything. A person with genuine kindness and integrity does not differentiate between the powerful and the powerless. They do not reserve their best behavior for those they wish to impress while treating the overlooked with contempt. No, a person of true character understands that dignity is not based on status. They recognize that every human being, regardless of their position in life, deserves respect. Their kindness is not a performance. It is who they are. Whether they are speaking to a CEO or a beggar on the street, their tone does not change, their compassion does not waver, and their respect is unwavering. But the opposite is also true. Watch the person who flatters the rich yet dismisses the poor. Observe the one who smiles in front of an audience but is rude to those they deem unimportant. Such a person is not truly kind, they are strategic. Their politeness is not a reflection of their heart. It is a tool they use to manipulate situations to their advantage. They wear kindness like a costume, removing it when they believe no one valuable is watching. This is the sign of a heart that is shallow and self-serving. Then there are those who go beyond simple respect, those whose hearts are so full of genuine love that they look for opportunities to uplift the unseen. They greet the janitor by name. They ask the grocery store clerk how their day is going, not out of obligation but because they truly care. They stop to help the struggling, not because they expect a reward but because their spirit compels them to. This kind of person does not help for recognition. They help because it is in their nature. They understand that true greatness is measured not by how many serve them, but by how many they serve. So, if you wish to discern the character of another, watch them in the small, unnoticed interactions of life. Do they extend grace to the forgotten? Do they show patience to the weak? Do they uplift or belittle those who cannot benefit them? A person's real nature is not revealed in how they treat those above them, but in how they treat those beneath them. Look closely, and you will see, character is never hidden for long. Character is not proven in moments of ease, but in the crucible of hardship. Anyone can appear kind, patient, and noble when life is smooth, when their needs are met, and when their plans unfold without resistance. But the real test comes when adversity strikes, when disappointment shatters expectations, when betrayal wounds the heart, when resources run dry, and when life delivers a blow so heavy that it threatens to break them. It is in these moments that a person's true nature is revealed, stripped of pretense, unaffected by convenience. Pressure does not create character, it exposes it. When hardship arises, a person's instincts take over. Some will rise, demonstrating resilience, faith, and inner strength. Others will crumble, revealing bitterness, selfishness, or deception that was always hidden beneath the surface. A person who seemed gentle in comfort may turn cruel in crisis. A person who spoke of loyalty may abandon others when difficulties arise. A person who claimed patience may lash out in frustration when things don't go their way. Watch them in difficulty, and you will see who they really are. There are those who, under pressure, remain steady. Their integrity does not waver, their kindness does not fade, and their commitment to truth stands firm. Even in suffering, they refuse to betray their values. They may struggle, they may weep, they may falter for a moment, but they do not break. Their character is like a house built upon rock, tested by storms, shaken by winds, but never destroyed. These are the people whose strength runs deep, whose foundation is unshakable, because their integrity is not dependent on circumstances. It is ingrained in their very being. But others under the same trials reveal a different nature. Hardship strips away the masks they wear in good times. When under pressure, do they lie to protect themselves? Do they lash out at others in frustration? Do they betray their values for temporary relief? It is easy to appear righteous when life is kind, but when the fire of affliction burns, the truth emerges. If a person's first instinct in hardship is to deceive, to manipulate, to blame others, or to abandon their responsibilities, then that is who they truly are at their core. Watch how a person responds to repeated failures. Do they learn and grow, or do they sink into self-pity and blame the world for their troubles? Some will rise from every setback with wisdom and renewed determination. Others will become bitter, resentful, and hardened, allowing their failures to define them instead of refine them. A person's true strength is not measured by how often they succeed, but by how they handle failure. The ones with true character stand back up time and time again, refusing to let hardship destroy them. Then there are those who face suffering not with anger or despair, but with grace. They do not allow hardship to turn them cold or cruel. They continue to love, to forgive, to extend kindness even when the world has been unkind to them. This is the highest mark of strength, not just endurance, but the ability to remain good even when tested by pain. To be strong and still remain gentle, that is rare, that is true greatness. If you truly want to know a person, do not look at them in their moments of success. Look at them in their moments of struggle. How do they react when life does not go their way? How do they treat others when they are in pain? Do they hold fast to their principles, or do they discard them at the first sign of difficulty? In pressure and hardship the truth comes forth, and the truth never stays hidden for long. A person's true character is not measured by their words in public, but by their actions in private. When applause is absent, when there is no audience to impress, when no one will ever know what they did or did not do, that is where their real nature is revealed. It is easy to perform goodness when the world is watching, to wear the mask of integrity when there is a reward for righteousness, but when the lights go out and the stage is empty, the truth of who they are emerges. There are those who, in the secret place, remain true to their principles. Their honesty is not conditional, their kindness is not an act, and their morality does not depend on who is looking. Whether seen or unseen, they walk the same path. If they commit to something, they follow through, even if no one will ever check. If they make a promise, they keep it, even when breaking it would bear no visible consequence. These are the rare few whose integrity is not built on reputation, but on an unshakable inner foundation. But there are also those whose virtue is nothing more than a well-crafted performance. In the open they speak of righteousness, but in the hidden corners of life they act differently. They offer kindness when there is an opportunity to gain, but when no benefit exists, their compassion disappears. They uphold morals when eyes are upon them, but in private they indulge in what they outwardly condemn. They are not committed to truth, they are committed to appearances. The way a person treats others when no one is watching is a window into their soul. How do they behave when they believe the waiter does not matter? When the housekeeper is invisible to them? When the stranger at the grocery store drops something and they have the choice to help or walk away? If kindness is only extended when it is seen, then it is not kindness at all, it is manipulation. Genuine character is shown in the unnoticed moments, in the decisions that will never be praised. Temptation often lurks in the shadows, offering people the opportunity to act without consequence. Does a person remain faithful when no one will find out? Do they uphold honesty when a lie would be easier and undetected? Do they respect boundaries when there is no one to enforce them? These are the defining moments. Some will stand firm, unwavering even in secret. Others will crumble, revealing that their morals were never truly theirs, only borrowed for the sake of appearance. True character is not about what we do for the world to see, it is about who we are when the world is absent. Does the person speak well of others in public, but gossip behind closed doors? Do they present themselves as generous, yet withhold help when no recognition is guaranteed? Do they claim patience and humility, yet treat those closest to them with harshness and pride? A person's real nature is not found in the grand speeches they give, but in the small, quiet actions they take when no one will ever know. The most honorable people are those who do good without seeking reward. They give without expecting a return, they act with integrity even when it costs them, and they extend grace even when no one will witness it. They are the ones who will go unnoticed by the world, but they are the ones who truly matter. Their greatness is not in their reputation but in their reality. Yet there are those whose hearts are divided. In the public eye they shine, but in secrecy they are different. Their words and their actions do not match. They are driven not by conviction but by convenience. If deception serves them, they deceive. If selfishness benefits them, they take. If wrongdoing goes unseen, they embrace it. But the truth has a way of surfacing, and a double life cannot be sustained forever. So if you truly want to know a person, do not listen to what they say. Do not be fooled by what they show. Watch what they do when no one is looking. There, in the quiet and the hidden, lies the undeniable truth of their heart, and no mask can cover it forever. Power does not change a person, it reveals who they always were beneath the surface. When someone is given authority, influence, or wealth, their inner nature is brought into the light. Some wear humility as a disguise when they have nothing, but once they taste power, their true self emerges. Others remain steadfast, their character unshaken by success, proving that their humility was never an act, but a deeply rooted virtue. If you want to know a person's heart, observe them when they rise, not when they struggle. Some people, when placed in positions of power, remain grounded. They do not allow success to inflate their ego or make them forget where they came from. Even as they rise in status, they treat others with the same kindness and respect as before. Their words do not grow sharp with arrogance, nor do they demand special treatment. They remember the struggles they once faced and use their position to uplift others rather than suppress them. This is the mark of a truly great individual, one who can carry power without being corrupted by it. But others take power as an opportunity to exalt themselves. They once spoke of fairness, but now they act with favoritism. They once valued relationships, but now they treat people as disposable. Their words become commands, and they expect others to serve them without question. What was once a simple heart becomes consumed with pride. They forget the days of small beginnings, forgetting that the power they hold is temporary. Power, instead of being used as a tool for good, becomes a weapon of control. Success is another great revealer of character. When some people achieve wealth, recognition, or prestige, they become unrecognizable. The humble friend who once had time for everyone now surrounds themselves only with those who flatter them. The once generous giver now hoards their wealth, fearing loss more than valuing generosity. The one who once longed for opportunity now closes doors behind them, unwilling to help others climb the same ladder they did. Success does not make people selfish. It simply exposes the selfishness that was always lurking beneath. Then there are those who remain unshaken by success. Though they may gain influence, they never let it define them. They continue to walk with grace, acknowledging that power is not for self-indulgence but for serving others. Instead of using their platform to boast, they use it to build. They understand that success is a responsibility, not a throne. These individuals prove that greatness is not in how high one climbs, but in how well they maintain their integrity at the top. One of the clearest ways to see a person's true nature is by watching how they treat those beneath them. Do they still respect the janitor as much as they do the CEO? Do they still acknowledge the waiter, the driver, the unseen laborers of society? Or do they now see themselves as superior, looking down on those they once stood among? A person's humility is not proven in how they treat the powerful, but in how they treat the powerless. There are those who allow success to turn them into tyrants. They demand respect instead of earning it. They belittle those who question them. They believe that their power grants them the right to do as they please without accountability. These are the ones who do not truly possess power. Power possesses them. They no longer serve their position. They expect their position to serve them. But such arrogance is a downfall waiting to happen. Power in the hands of the wrong person can be destructive. It magnifies every flaw, feeding greed, entitlement, and corruption. The person who once appeared kind, but now uses their influence to control and manipulate others, was never truly kind to begin with. They were simply waiting for the opportunity to rule. When given authority, their masks fall off and their real desires emerge. They do not seek to lead, they seek to dominate. True leaders, however, understand that power is a test. They do not wield authority to serve themselves, but to serve others. They remain teachable, never believing that success makes them superior. They welcome correction, value wisdom, and surround themselves with truth, not flattery. Instead of using their influence for personal gain, they create opportunities for others. They understand that true greatness is found in humility, not in control. The most dangerous type of person is the one who cannot handle success. They become blind to their faults, deaf to correction, and consumed with their own importance. They believe their achievements make them untouchable, forgetting that power is fleeting. They do not see that the same people they stepped on to rise may be the same people who watch them fall. Pride always comes before destruction, and arrogance always leads to ruin. But those who handle power with wisdom, humility, and grace leave a lasting impact. They remain true to their principles, remembering that status does not make them better than anyone else. They do not let their ego dictate their actions, nor do they forget the hands that helped them climb. They lead with integrity, knowing that real leadership is not about dominance but about servanthood. These are the ones whose success is not just temporary but meaningful. So, if you want to see a person's true character, do not just look at how they handle failure, watch how they handle success. Do they remain humble, or do they grow arrogant? Do they use their power for good, or do they exploit others? The way a person acts at the top speaks louder than anything they did at the bottom. Power does not lie, it only reveals.